Hey, Kat, you want to say something?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good. Hello, everyone. Gewsbumpz do that here. Been a been a bit since I made a video, and I had some ideas for a video, but I never actually made videos on those ideas. So with this video, I finally decided to get off my lazy ass and actually make a video and not starve my African children viewers. This video will be going over some of the powers of the Doom Slayer that can be useful in the fight, since he isn't just brute strength and great speed. If you want to see whatever else I have for the Slayer, you can see my other videos or my profile on my friend's wiki, the home of what I think is the best Doom Slayer page, and doesn't go off weird retarded ideology to downplay him. Aside from that, let's continue on while I have a fucking cold. A good start is his own physical attacks. Now, not only is he able to harm, if you were in a fight with him, he is not only able to harm your physical body, but he can interact with the more fundamental aspects of you, like your soul. A good, clear example of this is his fight with the gladiator, where he literally destroyed its soul while it was encased in his shield by stabbing it. In the Doom 2016 multiplayer, it is detailed that he can absorb slash collect the souls of those he killed. The full article detailing this would be linked below, but the main part of it should be shown on screen right now. This is further backed up in Quake 3 Revolution, where it is implied that he and the other gladiators can grind up souls, which I'll play now.
It appears your skills are more than a match for the might of my warriors, but this means nothing. Prepare to face defeat as I join with them to grind your very soul into the arena floor.
And the Slayer, and along with that, the Slayer is known to absorb and manipulate Argent energy, which is an energy source made of souls. On top of all of this, even his grandfather, William J. Blazkowicz, is able to obliterate souls. Not only can Doomguy attack your very soul, but he can also attack other metaphysical aspects of you, like your mind, since he is able to smash life spheres, which are fused and contain the essence of a being, which consists of not only the soul, but the memory, intelligence, will, and essential nature of the consciousness. The further show of this, primeval tier entities have consistently shown to be capable of interacting with essence, like Dave and the Father, who the Slayer should be comparable to. So, Doomguy can obliterate three layers of your being: your body, mind, and soul. This also technically means that Doomguy can literally destroy your IQ with a punch, which I find pretty funny to think of. You could argue he can interact with conceptual beings, but I think the arguments for that are iffy at best. Like, it mainly evolves around interacting with abstract beings that may or not be abstract to begin with, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. This metaphysical attack bullshit even worse than beings like the Father, who are described as having those powerful, godlike, and indomitable minds. So maybe a resistance to soul manipulation or mind manipulation. So if you have a resistance towards mind manipulation, you probably would still be affected by the Slayer. Doomguy unironically has shown some degree of reality warping, and it is passive. He is able to interact. Okay, first off, he's able to interact with distortions of the fabric of reality, with it reacting to his presence reflexively, reshaping itself onto the Slayer through his memory, ancestral, and mimetic data. effectively giving him some degree of shape shifting. This is basically an inverse explanation for character customization. Cool but not really combat applicable, but that's not everything. His presence changes his surroundings into an arena that suits him. This explains why there are ammo pickups, hellfire, and monkey bars, usable platforms, and whatnot in the levels of Doom Eternal. This effectively gives him the field advantage, and any fight that he is put in as the battleground was morphed into a battleground that suits him. This even works in realms like Urdak and Hell. Not only does he have control over space, but also time through his runes, such as saving throw, which is a rune that slows down time, allowing him to evade death and give him a chance to recover if he becomes critical enough in a near-death state. There's also Chrono Strike, which allows him to, which while he's mid-air, time will slow down for him. So he has some time-slowing powers. As weird as this sounds, this even works in Hell and the demons within it, which is ridiculous since Hell is a plane of existence beyond the boundary of time and is completely timeless. So beings of like type 4 acausology or resistance to time manipulation are still vulnerable to the Slayer's time power. Of all powers that come to mind when you think of Doomguy, Resurrection is the one that comes to mind. Doomguy has two forms of resurrection. The first one being these items called extra lives, which instantly revives him if he runs out of health, restoring his health and armor entirely. Basically, with an extra life, if he quote unquote dies, he will be instantly brought back to peak condition. All he has a limited amount of these, being able to only collect 99 of these extra lives. That still means you have to kill him 99 times in order to get past this. That is when his next form of resurrection comes in. As a gladiator of the Arena Eternal, he is watched over by the Vadrigar, who will bring him back to life if he ever dies to continue the fight for the Vadrigar's amusement. So in order to truly kill him, you would have to kill him 99 times, thanks to the extra lives, and somehow negate the resurrection power of the Vadrigar, which I don't think is likely in most scenarios of characters like with power nullification, since that would require prior knowledge of these creatures' existence. And the Vadrigar themselves are actually pretty strong too. As detailed on my profile, they're higher dimensional creatures that can create universes with their subconscious thoughts and infinite sized extra dimensional structures, presumably through the same way. So that's pretty neat. There's also a third form of resurrection that you could give him called the Eternal Life After Death effect. It is a power that solely appears in the game manuals, and is like the time loop from Happy Death Day. If the Slayer dies, time will reset itself to the point before the fight where he keeps either just his pistol or his full arsenal, resurrecting him. There is no life limit to this power. So with this, he basically has the power to come back indefinitely from the dead. The downside the downside to this power is that it not only resets him, but the fight overall. So like so all the damage he has done on the opponent will be undone. I say that you could give this to him. Won't say it's definitive since the power itself is pretty game mechanic-y. The prayer suit is pretty much Doomguy's regular armor now. He's always wearing it 24/7. which is good since the prey suit is said to be almost impervious to all damage, completely, pretty much unharmed by anything the USC was able to throw at it. Not even Davloff himself was able to leave it, even a dent in it. I agree that what that with web, I agree with webcam parakeets that pure invulnerability isn't a real thing in power scaling, but like, which is like Superman, the Slayer shows some level of immutability, like in regards to Doom, which contains 5D beings that can attack your mind and soul and whatnot. So add that with his resurrections and whatnot. He's a pretty powerful, pretty tough lead to crack, and it only gets worse with the next power. Doomguy has some level of statistic amplification. As he gets stronger, the more he kills or fights. Each kill makes him stronger, and every fight not only makes him stronger, but increases his health, armor, and speed. Each battle he goes through makes him even more and more capable. So if you can't kill him for good right now, he'll eventually just surpass you. Mix this and other powers, and it's already ridiculous physical abilities. The Doomslayer is quite a menace to fight, surprisingly. That will be it for now. I hope this video has educated you some on some of the abilities that Doomguy has that people don't seem to bring much attention to, either out of just ignoring them or just ignorance. I wish I could go over all of the powers he has, but my profile already does a decent job at that. I also recently made a cosmology blog on the Idverse showing off the cosmologies of Doom, Wolfenstein, and Quake. They should be connected, but they're separated for the people that just want to go over the individual cosmologies of them. So feel free to check that out in the description. It will be linked in there too. Also check out some of the other stuff linked on there. Anyway, uh, don't join versus Boswiki and have a